Hi everyone, welcome back to Elmcreek. You join me, Waldo P. Barnstormer, just as I'm going around my field at the minute collecting the bales that we did in the last episode. Now, I've already got a few of them lifted from the main field. Had to get that cleared first, as it was a bit of a priority actually. The grass grows back incredibly quickly in this, so I did need to clear it before it regrew, so I could sow some more fertilizer on it. Which I did do. I quickly ran the sprayer over it, just did it off screen because you've seen me fertilizer field before. I don't think we need to sit and watch me go round and round in circles again in that one. Now I've also discovered, if you remember from the last episode, this tractor does a few wheelies whenever you stick a couple of bales in the front of it. However, a nice, whatever it is, 1,000 kilo weight in the back sorts that out, and I'm actually able now to lift 2 bales with this. It's not 100% steady at the front, but it's certainly livable. It works now. And if I can get these two to line up, I will show you exactly what I mean. Go in there. There we go. So, as we can see this time, no massive nosedive. It's still a little bit tippy, but it's okay. It does enough for us. Now I got 5 bales out of that other field, so by the time we get these ones on, I'm actually going to have another full load of bales here as well. I'm not sure if it's actually a good time to be selling silage or not, but regardless, I think it's just kind of going to have to go at the minute, because I can't keep it, well, at least there's no point in me keeping it. Tell you what, let's just have a little peek in the menu and see what silage is doing. I know we obviously sold the silage from the last contract. It is on its way up. That's in the biogas, oh well, animal dealers giving us more money than the biogas plant anyway. Oh, it is at an all-time low at the minute. So June, July, August, actually maybe I shouldn't have put these on the trailer. Maybe I should have kept these. You know what, I think we're just going to have to cash in anyway. Just bite the bullet and sell them and take the money. We're actually starting to gather up quite a little bit of money now as well, which is good. 60,000. I've got another 2 big fertilizing contracts in the background at the minute as well. I think they're going to be ones that Johnny's going to do for us. We will have to use our own equipment as I didn't hire anything for them, so it does mean having to give up the tractor. Looking at our own fields, I'm going to prioritize them first, of course. So our canola does need another course of fertilization on it, so I'm going to run the Massey through it, and I've actually seen a lovely little mobile workshop now in the mod hub. Only costs £1,000, so I'll go ahead and place that down today as well. It just means that I can get my own row crop tires and things like that on, because at the minute if I was to drive through the crop, and you can see where I've clipped it a couple of times here already, crop destruction is on, so it will be damaging the crop, and it's not going to be too far away now until it's ready as well. It is going to involve a bit of an expense, because I'll need to obviously get some kind of a combine in then to sort this out as well. But I certainly don't think I can afford to be buying a combine at the minute, that's for sure. We'll work something out. Still only 1 pallet of honey there as well. I do only have 2 small honey or beehives. I've really bought them in just to, hopefully they'll make an improvement onto the canola crop. They are supposed to help that with fertilization. Or yield, sorry, maybe fertilization isn't quite the right word for that one. But if I can get this stretched all the way across to the far side, yep. It is still a little bit tenuous on this trailer. I'm trying to manually stack round bales. Hopefully they won't all ping off the back. Nope, there we go. Only 1 left to do. I think, yeah, I'd definitely either like to invest in a square baler, but unfortunately that just is a major expense. Plus my tractor doesn't have the horsepower to run anything like it. Find them so much easier to stack and work with. Feeling that, I may look into some kind of a round bale stacker. They are very handy, and it obviously takes an awful lot of the workload off the running around, lifting and things like that, and the transporting. And I think they hold, is it 12? 18? I think this is the big Anderson one, holds 18 bales in one go. I mean, it's going to take all our money to buy anything at the minute. Ideally it would turn up in a used equipment sale, But even then, you know, it's still going to cost several tens of thousands of pounds. As it is a new day, I will have a look at the used equipment now once I get this Beyleron, just to see if anything exciting has popped up. We do need lots of equipment, but we also need lots of everything else as well. And I need to start generating some money in. Wonderful, that one didn't go too bad. So I'll drop my rear weight off, as I don't need that anymore. Hook the tractor up to the trailer and get some straps on here as well, just before anything gets the chance to fall off. There we go, fully secure now. So let's take a little look in the shop here and just see what we do have. Oh, nothing exciting, same stuff as yesterday. Still a dolly that we don't need, manure spreader, another tractor. No, actually that's one question I was going to ask. How much is our tractor worth? 57,000. 145, 63% worn at the minute. I do need to get that into the workshop as well and get that repaired. We'll build ourselves a workshop now. I think it comes in here under construction and what is it? Tools? I think it's right at the end of that, yeah. So £1,000 for a placeable one of these. And where will I put it? So the little spanner is where you actually drive your equipment into. It could go around the front of that, yeah. So let's do that. We kind of put our workshop at the edge of this. And did adjust the ground a little bit. Hopefully it hasn't made it too much of a humpy type thing there, but we'll see. So if we just drop this trailer off for a second, because I do need to look at putting some row crop tires on this as well. And has this made our repair bill any cheaper? Repair 6,500. I'm pretty sure it was about £9,000 before. Even my loader requires a £200 repair bill at the minute. So yeah, things are going to get expensive to run. I'm wondering if it's almost better to keep the tractor, wear it down, and then something comes up and they use machinery sales, I could always upgrade the tractor. But 145 horsepower, it's a fairly powerful little machine, so I don't know what else I'm going to get. Right, I don't think this is the greatest time in the world to be selling this silage, but you know, I'm kind of stuck. I think I might just have to go with it. So we're going to go up to the animal dealer. That's where we were yesterday selling it as well. Some money's better than no money. We'll see you up there in 2 minutes. I'm trying to quickly work out how much money I might get here, but I'm failing massively. It's too late, we're in already. So 2,000 plus another 900. I have to let these ones go before they'll sell. So what's that? 2, 3, £4,500 for those bales. It's income. It's not a mammoth amount of income, but again, it's all free. And I think the grass field is actually ready to cut again at the minute. It is ready to mow. So yeah, we could run round that again. We don't have a baler. We returned our baler, and obviously we don't have a wrapper or anything as well. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that at the minute. I think, if I remember right, actually, I was planning on putting a crop in that. Ooh, that's right. I was going to do a cut off that and then get something sown in it. Once we get back home again, I'll take a look at the chart and see if we've missed out on something, or if I can still put a grain crop in that field. We might be able to do it just as we're driving down the road at the minute. So we're in June, and yeah, all the planting seasons have gone now. The only thing we can plant is olives, poplars, grass and radish. Oh, right. Looks like we may have to be keeping grass in that for now then. That really is a pity. But in saying that, yesterday was the last chance to plant anything, and it was the first time we actually got to harvest that field as well. So it may well be just having to take a cut of hay or something like that off it. So we'll nip into this. We'll have a little look now as well at our mobile workshop. It'll probably cost us £1,000 still to change our tyres, but at least we can put the cribs back on our trailer ourselves now as well, because that's going to be one of the things we're going to have to do for the canola. So I want to customise the Massey and wheel setup. Oh, definitely don't want twin wheels, not for £6,000. Narrow tyres, yep, £1,000. Right, okay, yep, so £1,000 for that. Oh, my front loader's just fallen off, but here we are. Oh, I'll have to run up to the shop as well and pick up that fertilizer that we left behind. Especially as today I've got some fertilizing contracts to do actually, so that'll be definitely something I need. I'll give the canola fields a quick spray over, just to make sure they get done in case they should suddenly go ripe. Definitely don't want to miss out, as I haven't put any lime on them yet. The last thing I'd want to do is miss out an extra yield, because they haven't been fully fertilized as well. So canola, and we could be looking at starting to harvest that in July, which should be next episode. Now, I've been having a little think about what I'm going to do, and just realised I need to top up the water and feed the chickens as well. So that's definitely my next job on the list. After that, because there is that large haymaking contract, I'm going to see if it's still there. If it is, I'll send young Johnny off. He can do the fertilising contracts for us. Ooh, there's a lot more fertiliser there than I thought there was. I'll send Johnny off with a full tank in this. And I might get him another IBC to drive around with, just in case he runs out, because we do seem to typically take on a contract and run out with about 5% of the field left to do. Oh, that's interesting. I've just discovered I didn't return that baler last night. I must have forgotten to do that. Now that raises a new query of, should I cut my field of grass again? As I still have it there. I mean, I've paid the hire for it today regardless. I would still need to get something like a windrower and then possibly a tedder. Is it worth taking on those extra hires? I mean, a tedder is probably not going to be that expensive to hire. A windrower, I could just make do with getting myself a small one. The field's not very big. It wouldn't take long to run up and down it. Right, okay, I completely didn't realize that was still there, and no, I'm not going to take him up with that one. There's not enough in that for me, and I think I would only run out somewhere in these big fields. Come on, get off it. Sticky fertilizer, what's going on? There we are. So I'll buy him a new pallet of fertilizer for now. And this should hopefully then keep him going. And get these two contracts done. If I hire the equipment for the other one, then it means we can do two things at once. I've actually just had a little look here, and field 32, one of the fields that I'm fertilising on the contract, is just round the corner. So because it confuses the worker if he drives around with a pallet on the front of him, I'm going to leave this down here, and if we do need to refill, I can easily just nip it and refill. Now, as you've also seen, we did start that other large contract, and happy days, we have a square baler, a big windrower, and an auto bale loader. So that one is going to be a lot less painful than the last job. But here we have, so this contract is in field number 32, and it is literally just across this little river. So I'll take Johnny in here, get him set up, get him started. He can go off, fertilise all of this, whilst we do the other neighbours. So I'm just setting off a worker to take the tedder down to our contract field, field number 71. I'm going to jump into the Crone Big M. First time I've had this one out in FS22. Large beast of machine. She looks good. Let's get her down to the field as well. We can race the worker. I've got a feeling... Oh, I was going to say I've got a feeling I might win, but yeah, the worker has got there already. And yep, the guy is there with the tedder. Happy days. I do like this little kind of autonomous worker things where you can send them off to do jobs. I'll send him back up to the shop now as well, and then he can just ferry the equipment up and down. It's a pity you couldn't tell him to go to the shop, pick up the baler, come back again and kind of just do little shuttle runs, but either way it's a massive improvement in what we've had before. So we will do the normal cheeky little thing of trying to see how far outside of the field we can actually mow with this. And it's all extra bales, extra hay, and extra money for us at the minute. And again, yeah, it's really good. It's letting us go almost a full mower's width here outside of the field boundary. Now this is going to be a big old contract though. A lot of it's going to have to be time-lapsed, unless you really want to sit here and watch me go up and down the field for the next, I'm going to guess at least probably 20 minutes looking at the size of this. Okay, so we've been doing a bit of jumping around here. I'm sure you've been able to keep up with this. What we've got now is a lot of the equipment has been ferried down to the field. Oh, deers running around the trees. Yep, so the equipment's been ferried down to the field by the very helpful worker. I've just taken the baler down myself because I've now put the worker into the actual Crone Big M. He can do some of the grass mowing for us, get ahead, because I've done the outside margins now. I've done a little bit of cheaty extra bits that we can get round the outside of it, and then I did a headland for him, so hopefully he shouldn't have too much trouble going up and down that field now. I'll give him a bit of a head start so then I can come in with the tedder afterwards and start off doing that, and then if needs be even send another worker on doing that. Kind of don't want to be using workers for the contracts because it's, you know, it's just using up all those profits. I'm having to finish off these bits and pieces here for Johnny because they do always struggle with these fields where there's a slanted edge on them. I'm hoping I'm probably going to have to go back and catch those certainly bigger bits there. But yeah, he's used a fair bit of fertilizer on this. I mean, it's still going to be good profit. But yeah, he's used at least a couple of thousand litres. At the very least, well, maybe more, maybe 3,000 litres. So yeah, so it's not without its expense. By the time you take in his wages as well, but you know, it's all money in the bank that I wouldn't have had otherwise, so I can't really complain too much. If I can just find these little bits here and catch them. I shall collect on that one, 13,000. Wowzers. Okay, fertilizing contracts do pay extremely well, even by the time I take into his wages and a couple of pallets of fertilizer. So I'll go back, top this guy up. Probably need to buy myself another pallet now and then get him off to the next job. I think it's a nice square field as well. It's the one we had the big Rubicon spreader in. Okay, so where's this one? Field number 60. Let's get you on the road down to there. And back to this one. Oh wow, okay, that worker's done a really good job in there. He's got loads of that field done. So I'll jump in the class, get the tedder on and start running through that field and chasing behind the mower. Welcome back. Now, I'm sure you've seen the mowing is now done and we're just going through and tearing this whole field. My plan is, as soon as Johnny's finished fertilizing that large oh, speaking of the devil, there he is. He's out of fertilizer by the looks of it. So let's jump across to him. I was going to say, as soon as he is done fertilizing this, and it looks like he's, I'm going to say he's halfway through it. Very close to halfway through it. I'm going to get him across in the Massey Ferguson so then we can start windrowing as well. Unfortunately we only have one tractor at the minute, otherwise I'd stick the helper who was doing the mowing into the tearing and then we can start looking at rowing and baling as well, but with one tractor I'm afraid we can't do all that right now. And I'm not pretty sure, I do know the Massey definitely won't be strong enough to run the baler, but I imagine he should be able to run the fertilizer, or not the fertilizer, the windrower. At least that's my hope anyway. So I should have plenty of fertilizer in this yet. So I'll see if I can get back to where he finished off there and start him again from the middle of the field. And I think he should be smart enough to know to not re-fertilize the bits that he has fertilized. I can just about make out the texture change in the ground here. So it shouldn't be too hard to find. Is that the last part of the sprayer coming out? It is. So that's the width I need, and there we go here. So it should be starting off again from there. Right, on your way, young lad. Make us some money. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to tedding here. It's a big old field, but it's a big old contract, and it's a big old payday. I think this will set us up. Actually, once Johnny's finished, before I get him down here, I may have to divert him off to go and put some wheat in for the chickens, because I know they were getting very low, and I definitely don't want them running out of grain. Gotta look after the animals. I've just jumped back in again with Johnny here. He is very close to the end of this contract now. There's a few little bits and pieces, so rather than having them waste a lot of fertilizer, I thought I'll jump in, just change the spray size and try and catch these bits for him. Don't think I'm going to have enough in this tank to actually finish off, but I do have enough at the side of the field, so shouldn't be much of a trouble. So happy days. 2 big fertilizing contracts. Looks like we're going to get them both done today. We're getting through that tedding. We're well over halfway through the tedding now, and then hopefully the windrowing won't take so long. The baling after that will be a run around the field definitely, and then a collection. So that's going to go on for a couple of episodes, I think, that one. Definitely a bigger contract than what I was thinking, but you know, they're paying £28,000. It's never going to be a small job whenever they're paying that kind of money. I think between the money we make on these ones today, the money we make on that, I mean that's going to really set us up. So I think it's really going to start this series now expanding out. Just put this back out. Doesn't need to go out to full width. Yeah, I think I'll go back out to full width and make sure I catch all of these bits here. If I don't get lost in the trees first, that is. It's going to leave a tiny strip if I don't. Oh no, it might be just enough. Just enough. Ah yeah, because it's not all the way along the bottom here either, but it looks off it. He seems to have done a better job in some places than others. Yep, so this one is just a tiny bit that I need to put on for. Hopefully that's catching it. But yeah, for the end of this episode today then, I really want to try and get this fertilizing finished and then get ourselves back on our own farm, make sure our chickens are looked after. And then we'll get back on, finish off that tedding. Even if I do the tedding and stuff off camera, I'll come back. By all means, we will be back for the baling and the rowing, etc. for that big contract. And definitely making ourselves a big payday. I'm about to run out of fertilizer here as well. I'd like to get just this last little bit done down here at least. Going back out to a wide spray again, it's going to start consuming it quite a bit quicker, but might just get it. Certainly enough that I don't think I'm going to be coming back down to this corner of the field again. There we are, didn't quite get it all, but so it must now as well be very close to actually finishing off. The good thing is as well, I should be able to get the rest of this IBC into here now as well, so it saves me having to carry one back up again. I can even send young Johnny up and he can deliver the sprayer back to the farm. So field number 68 is now complete. Just going to go into the menu and collect it here. I just spied field number 66 down here, which is literally about the width of my sprayer, is also in for a fertilizing contract. So what I may do is just quickly run the sprayer across this. Well, maybe one pass will do this, might take two. But whilst I'm here, it would just be kind of silly to pass up whatever it is, 500, 800 pounds, whatever it is to do this job. So quickly in here, we will collect our very generous 15,831 pounds for that one. And field number 66. That's only 450 pounds, but yeah, it is literally across the road for us. So there we go, spraying in this one. And we'll just turn around the bottom, come back up the field again in a nice narrow. Oh, I forgot, I've set my width to the wrong size. It's gone horribly wrong. Get it back out to full width. Oh dear, this easy job has now turned into an absolute pain of a job. Oh well. It'll not take 2 seconds to fix. Oh, we've just got our finished contract there as well. So, what was it, £450? It could have been a much easier way of collecting £450 for that one, but we got there. We have 29 and 49 as well. It's also come up for fertilizing contracts, but we're being very contract heavy and contract greedy at the minute. 29's up there and 40 something's. I'm not sure where that one was. What was it? 40, 49. So it's, oh, it's actually the field behind our house. Oh, it's one of the fields we're looking at buying. Oh, would that be in our interest to possibly fertilise that? We could fertilise that and get paid to fertilise it and then maybe buy the field. I think we'll just be very neighbourly and accept that contract regardless. And as Johnny is going to drive the tractor back up there for us, he may as well take it up to field 29 and look at tidying that one up. So now I do appreciate today has been lots of time lapses again and lots of contract work, but looking at our bank balance at the minute, I mean, it is healthy and it's, well, I'm not going to say it's growing because it's shrinking at the minute with all the workers that I'm using, but it's definitely setting ourselves up. I mean, £30,000 worth of fertilising contracts. We can get £30,000 from doing this field of hay bales, and I'll also get money for the few excess bales that we do as well. So what I'll do is I'll finish off this tedding. Looking at the time, that'll probably do us for today as well for this episode. And we'll come back again tomorrow, continue on with this, get the actual baling done, get the collection done, and then sell these bales. At that point then, we'll have to make decisions on what we're doing on our own farm. Is it going to be purchase new land? Maybe purchase more chickens? Chickens do seem to be incredibly profitable in this. It could be a good investment to spend the money in that. And then the money that we make from those extra chickens, obviously then we invest into new fields, etc. The only problem being, if I do buy a big chicken coop, it's going to cost me quite a bit of money to feed them as well for a year. Because I only have, what's 3,000 litres of wheat. So that's not going to cut the mustard as far as 300 chickens goes. But if we have to invest, we have to invest. It's all about looking to the future. So we'll finish this one off, and then we'll see where we're at the end of the day. So just finishing up the tedding now, last bit of this big field done. This has been a lot of grass to work with. Those little bits over here wouldn't really matter too much. Poor Johnny's stuck up in my yard at the minute. He's having a few bits of trouble getting out to 29. So what we'll probably do is we'll finish off 29 off camera. You've seen me fertilise more than enough fields here lately. Oh, there's a little bit that I missed. I'll give this a run along as well. Shouldn't really actually matter, I'm sure it would all kind of row up into a normal bale, but may as well do it whilst we're here with the equipment. And with this, we'll finish off this episode. Say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully after this we will see a step change in the kind of money that we're bringing in as a farm. We're also into the summertime now in June, so we're going to have a lot more field work available to us, and then get ourselves turned around again, ready for the winter, and look at getting some income in. And I think this year is going to be a pretty bumper year actually. I'm happy with this. These 4 contracts this year is definitely going to set us apart. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll pack all this up for now, and we will see you guys next time here on Elmcreek. If you enjoy the show, do join us back again. Watch us in Beyleron as well. We're doing a time lapse across there. Do those normal YouTube things, like, share, subscribe, all that good kind of stuff. And until next time, see you later. Bye now.